Efficiency in Unity starts with mastering keyboard shortcuts. In this video, I'll walk you through the most important shortcuts from basic navigation to lesser known shortcuts to streamline your workflow. Brackey's made an awesome shortcuts video years ago, but Unity has evolved a lot since then. So here's your updated shortcut guide for 2025. Let's begin. Let's start with basic scene navigation. You can press Alt and left click to orbit around a selected object, Alt right click to zoom in and out, and drag the middle mouse button to pan. Right click and use the WASD keys to move freely in the scene view as if you are in spectator mode. Just remember that you can hold Shift to give yourself a speed boost while moving. The reason why I am recommending this is because this method of navigation is also the same in Unreal Engine and maybe some other engines as well. This is basically the fly mode. Next, let's look at object manipulation shortcuts. In order to use the transform tools here, you can use the QWERTY keys on your keyboard. Q for hand tool, same as middle mouse, W for move tool, E for rotate tool, R for scale, and T for the rect tool. I do not recommend using Y for the transform tool, as the tool itself makes it easy to make mistakes, and I recommend having more control instead. You can press F to focus on a selected object, you can press H to hide a selected object, and you can press H again to unhide it, Shift H to isolate the selected game object, and Shift H again to revert it. You can press Z to switch the pivot mode, and X to switch the global and local orientation of the gimbals. This is really useful. You can press Ctrl and Command to snap to grid while using the move tool, and Ctrl and Command using rotate and scale to do it in small increments. You can also press Ctrl and Shift and click on this square here to snap the object to any surface below it. Really useful for mass placing objects. Also, you can press V to snap vertices and position objects. Next, some editor controls. This is basic. Ctrl and Command P to play the game. Ctrl and Command P again to stop the game. Ctrl and Command Shift plus P to pause and resume. Ctrl and Command Alt and P to step frame by frame. You can press Ctrl or Command N to create a new scene. Ctrl or Command O to open an existing scene, Ctrl or Command S to save the current scene, Ctrl or Command Shift and S to save as a new scene, Ctrl or Command Shift plus B to open build profiles, Ctrl or Command plus B to build and run. There are shortcuts assigned to different windows as well. You can press Ctrl or Command and press the numbers from 1 to 9 to open various windows in Unity. Here are the shortcuts. Also, if you want to focus on a particular window, you can press Shift and Space while hovering over the window to maximize that window. You can press Shift and Space again to go back. I use this all the time and it's extremely useful. Next, some shortcuts for some basic tasks. You can press F2 to rename an object, Ctrl or Command A to select all objects, Ctrl or Command I to invert the selection, and Shift D to deselect all. You can also press Shift and C to select only the children. Also, this is basic. You can press Ctrl or Command Z to undo. For redo, you can press Ctrl Y on Windows and Command Shift and Z on Mac. Ctrl Command X to cut, Ctrl Command C to copy, Ctrl Command V to paste. These are really universal. Ctrl Command D to duplicate selected objects or assets. Ctrl Command F to search in the hierarchy. This is useful. This can be used to find game objects quickly. Next, some shortcuts related to object management. You can press Ctrl or Command Shift and N to create an empty game object. You can press Alt and Shift and N to create an empty child game object. You can also select multiple game objects together and press Ctrl or Command Shift and G to parent selected game objects. It creates a new parent if none exists. You can select a game object and press Ctrl or Command Alt and F to move object to view. You can also press Ctrl or Command Shift and F to align object with view. Many of you may already know this, but instead of manually moving the camera, I recommend moving the scene view camera instead to get the shot that you want, and then select the camera and Ctrl or Command Shift F to align the selected game object with the view. Then we play around with field of view to adjust it. This is really handy. Also, to enable and disable a game object, you can press Alt and Shift and A. This is really fast and is really useful. Okay, Alt and Shift and A. Also, we can press Ctrl or Command Shift and A to add a new component to a game object. Now, let's move on to some lesser known useful shortcuts. You can press Ctrl or Command K to search all. This is insanely useful. You can quickly find assets in your projects without going through all the folders. Really useful if you want to go back and forth between assets. You can Alt and click on the arrows in the hierarchy to expand or collapse all the children in the hierarchy. This is especially useful if you have armature. You would have a bunch of child game objects and you just want to quickly expand the entire hierarchy of that selected game object. So Alt and click on the arrow. In the scene view, you can press tilde key to display overlay menus. This is also useful because over here you can deselect different overlay menus and you can uncheck enable overlays to have a cleaner interface. I didn't know that this one existed for 6 years, and that is to press 2 on the keyboard to switch between 2D and 3D view. This is insane, especially when working with UI and 2D projects. But honestly, the most important shortcut of them all is the next one. More often than not, you will find yourself raging. Nothing is going right in your game and you're just stuck there. And there is one simple shortcut to solve all of your problems, and that is to press Alt and F4. These shortcuts will save you hours of repetitive work. Practice them daily, especially the Alt F4 one, and they'll become second nature. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.